Hello and welcome everyone to GridIron Recap on New York Sports Machine alongside Mike Damergis. I'm Anthony Carlo. Mike, the Giants, we don't have to begin with. They did have a bye this week, but the New York Jets proving to be the train wreck that nobody wants to look at, yet they can't look away.
Well, let me tell you something. I'll give Jet fans credit. They showed up on Sunday to watch this total disaster. You know what? Nobody sent the Jets a note that Halloween was on the 31st because Geno Smith came to MetLife Stadium dressed as a quarterback, but he was a few days early. What a disaster. 2 of 5, 3 interceptions in the first quarter alone. Completely misread his receiver, had no idea what was going on, and by the first couple of plays of the game, fans were moaning. And when I say moaning, I mean moaning for Michael Vick. That's how bad it was.
You speak about moaning, Mike, but let's talk about later on in the game. You could hear a pin drop in the stadium when the Jets scored a touchdown. Here's the point. Geno Smith, he throws 3 interceptions in the first quarter. The first quarter. What does that tell me about this guy? Is he not preparing for these games? Is this part of his work ethic? How could you be that bad if you're actually trying?
So all the goodwill they worked up in that New England game is now gone. Completely out the window. Geno Smith should never, ever be the starting quarterback of the Jets again. I don't want to see him on the sideline. I don't want to see him even wearing green. I don't want to see him in New York City. I don't want to see him in New Jersey. I don't even want to see him in Connecticut. Geno, get the hell out of town. You're a disaster. Take Rex Ryan with you. Take John Idzik as well. Clean house. Goodbye. Bring back Rich Kotite and Neil O'Donnell as far as I care. People are fed up. The fans are fed up. Enough is enough. What can you do to save this team? Right now, I don't know. They've got to rebuild.
I don't know if we call that words of wisdom or words of fury, but Michael Vick is then brought into the game. And Michael Vick, yeah, he's running around, he's doing his thing, but the fact is he turned the ball over 3 times as well. Had a couple of fumbles, had an interception.
In defense of Michael Vick, he at least kept them in the game and got them close within halftime. Although I left at halftime anyway because I had my cousin from Minnesota. He wanted to go to the game. I don't really want to go, but he wanted to see MetLife Stadium. At least he kept him in the game and gave him something that let them drive the ball down the field, made some plays, used his athleticism. And, you know, that's the difference between a horrible quarterback like Geno Smith and at least, the very least, a good athlete like Michael Vick.
Well, the New York Jets are in trouble. And where they go from here is really unclear. But what we did see, and this is to be expected, Rex Ryan, very frustrated. I mean, this guy, you can tell he is fighting to stay alive here because his job most likely is going to be in jeopardy by the time the season is done.
By the time the season's done, throw in the flag now, here. Yeah. This is what they gave us yesterday. I'm throwing in the flag. It's the green and white flag. Rex must go. He should be fired today, not tomorrow. Today, get out. John Idzik, get out. Geno Smith, get out. Clean house, goodbye. These fans have showed up for years, and got nothing for their money. Enough's enough.
Well, how about Percy Harvin? And Percy Harvin was brought over recently to help this team. However, he wasn't much of a help yesterday in the loss. And another thing was proven to be obvious was they were using Percy Harvin in ways that he didn't even desire to be used when he was with Seattle.
I had a conversation with some fans in the parking lot telling me, oh, Percy Harvin's the answer. I said, look, and I said it last week, you think he's in Santonio Holmes, you're wrong. Percy Harvin's kind of like, in baseball terms, a guy that maybe bats 220 or 230 and he'll hit you 30 home runs. He's not going to do much. He's not going to get many doubles, but he's going to hit that long ball every now and then. That's what Percy Harvin is. He's not a Bernie Williams kind of guy that's going to bat 300 and hit 25 home runs. He's going to bat 220 and hit you a home run every now and then. He did good on the kickoff returns. I'll give him credit for that, but he's not going to make many plays as a wide receiver.
Well, we know that the Bills were the win for the Jets yesterday. I mean, looking at the rest of their schedule, looking at the games they've lost. I mean, look at the Patriots last week. Okay, they came close to winning, but the Bills should have been a W in the win column for Gang Green this week. And looking in that respect, moving forward, I mean, look, this team, there's not much hope left. And unfortunately, as for a Jets fan like this guy is right here.
Let me just tell you this. They made Kyle Orton look like the next Dan Marino. 10 of 17 with 4 touchdown passes. 4 touchdown passes, Rex. Where's his vaunted defense? You could see in plays that the defensive backs will look at each other. Oh, you got him, you got him. I don't know. He's our first shortstop, third base. It was like an Abbott and Costello routine.
Yeah.
The defense have gone. This team has completely lost its mojo.
Yeah.
Time is to come to make the change. Rex has had his chance, took us to the AFC Championship twice with a subpar, and I mean this sincerely, a subpar quarterback in Mark Sanchez. Time's for a change.
As you mentioned, the defense, which has been this team's strong point, not the strong point yesterday. And when you know things are wrong, when your strong point is now also failing, giving up 43 points to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it's basically like Tony Manero without hair.
We just washed the hair.
It just doesn't work. Saturday Night Fever reference, I guess.
Well, anyway, for this edition of New York Sports Machine Gridiron Recap, Mike Damergis, Anthony Carlo dissecting the terrible tragedy of the New York Jets. Hopefully we'll have some better news to talk about next week.
Oh, it's horrible being green.